Today we're going to work with adding and subtracting decimals, and I want to start off with a very, very important note. Seems like even though people say that they should do this, they forget to do it. And that is when adding or subtracting decimals, it is absolutely necessary to line up the decimals, or decimal, whatever. I don't know if it should be singular or plural. I guess decimals, because we're talking about adding or subtracting several numbers, decimals. Line them up. So let's get started. We're going to be doing this without calculator. So this is basically what we did last week, addition and subtraction. But now we just have to deal with the decimal, which should not be a big deal. Let's say you are asked to find the sum or difference. Find the sum or difference. Remember, sum is the answer to what? Addition. Difference is the answer to subtraction. So we'll start with something like this. 9.8 plus 2.12. And this is a good example of why I told you we have to do addition and subtraction vertically. This problem right here. When we get ready to add these two, I have to rewrite this as 9.8, and when I write the 2.12, I have to make sure this decimal is lined up right here. So it's 2.12. And that's my addition problem. Now, since I'm adding, it's pretty simple to see that I just put a 0 right here. All right, you just fill in that gap with a 0 if it's at the end. Now we just add like we did last week. 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 1 is 9. You just bring down the decimal. 9 plus 2 is 11. Okay? All right, now you try one. Try this one on your own. 8.75 plus 6.394. Try that one on your own, and I'll pause the video. Well, let's see if you did it right. 8.75 plus 6.394. Put my 0 up there. 4, 9, and 5 is 14, carry a 1. 8 and 3 is 11, carry a 1. Make sure I put my decimal there. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15.144. That's what you should have got. Now, addition with decimals is not too bad. Subtraction with decimals gets a little bit tricky, I guess we should say. And I'm going to go we're going to go over a couple examples that show you what I mean. 6.9 minus 3.417. And the thing that makes it tricky is when the problem is written horizontally like this one is. Because people, think, here's the mistake they make. So don't write this down, just watch for a second. They go, oh, it's got to be 3.417 minus 6.9. That mistake is made all the time. That is wrong. The first number, this one, always goes on top, 6.9. The second number always goes on bottom, 3.417. Now, this is where the zeros are very important. All right, they don't have as great an impact in addition, but in subtraction, it's very important to get these zeros in here. And now I have to borrow. All right, I cannot subtract 7 from 0, so I need to borrow. So I need to come clear over to the 9 and make it an 8, make this 0 a 10. I need to borrow again, make this 10 a 9, and make this 0 a 10. Now I am ready to subtract. 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 minus 4 is 4. Bring down my decimal. 6 minus 3 is 3. Any questions on that problem? Now, that's a type of problem that people struggle with. Let me show you another one. It's one like this. 8 minus 1.65. There was actually one of these on your pretest, and a lot of you missed it. So, based on what I just told you up in the last problem, which number goes on top? The first one always goes on top. Now, 8 is a whole number. How can I write it as a decimal? 8.0, right? That's how you make a whole number a decimal, 8.0. Minus 1.65. So I need to add another 0. Okay? See if you can finish this problem, and I'll pause the video. All right, let's see how you did. We have to do some borrowing. I need to come all the way over to the 8 and make it a 7, which makes this a 10. Borrow from that 10, make it a 9, make this a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 6 is 3. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6.35 was your correct answer. Now, you're going to have some where they give you a couple things to do in a row, like this. 9 minus 3.38 plus 4.62. Well, we have to follow our order of operations here. I do not add first. I'm going to work in order left to right. So the first thing I've got to do is the subtraction problem. That's the first thing I have to do. So we know how to do that now. 9.00 minus 3.38. Do the subtraction. I'm going to borrow. Got to do some borrowing. Make that an 8. Make that a 10. Borrow again. Make that a 9 and that a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 3 is 6. 8 minus 3 is 5. Now I'm ready to do the addition. All right? So now I can bring this thing down here and add the 4.62. Now it's an addition problem. You can just line it right up like I did. 2 and 2 is 4. 6 and 6 is 12. Carry a 1. 6 and 4 is 10. Okay? Now, you may also see some problems where they tell you to do something like this. Find the perimeter. They give you a triangle. 5 centimeters, 3.8 centimeters, 4.7 centimeters, something like that. And they say find the perimeter. Get this written down yet, Wesley? Now, what is perimeter? If I want to talk about the perimeter of that triangle, what is it? The distance around. Good. So if I want to find the distance around, is this going to be an addition problem or a subtraction problem? Addition. So remember what I told you. We have to line up the decimal. How am I going to write this 5? 5.0. Don't forget that. Then I have 3.8 and 4.7. So 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry a 1. 6 plus 3 is 9, and 4 is 13.5. Don't forget your unit. Centimeters. All right. You may see a word problem. I don't know about you, but I like eating at Bob Evans. You like Bob Evans? I like Bob Evans. So instead of making you write forever, let's just say you go to Bob Evans. Your meal, let's say you take your girlfriend or boyfriend on a date there. Okay? Now let's say that your meal is $6.95. And your date, if you took a date there, was $6.45. Okay? And then you give the cat, let's say that we're not going to worry about, well, let's just do this. Let's say that tax is 78 cents. And you've got a $20 bill. How much change? How much change? What am I going to do? I'm going to add and then subtract, right? So the first thing I have to do is add all three of those numbers together. We can just do it right here. I lined the decimals up. We can just add them right there. 5 and 5 is 10. 10 plus 8 is 18. Carry a 1. 10 plus 4 is 14 plus 7 is 21. Carry a 2. 6 and 2 is 8. 8 and 6 is 14. So the total of those is $14.18. I have a 20, but I need to make it 20.00 minus 14.18. See how much change I'm going to have. I'm going to have to borrow all the way across. Make this a 1, that a 10. Make that a 9, that a 10. Make this a 9, that a 10. Still have a decimal here. 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 1 is 8. Bring down my decimal. 9 minus 4 is 5. I would have $5.82 in change. Okay. One last thing. We're just about done. The commutative property. There's some properties in math that are pretty important. This one is very important. The commutative property. It says that order does not matter with addition. For example, would you agree that 3 plus 5 is the same thing as 5 plus 3? Aren't those the same? Order does not matter with addition. Does it matter with subtraction? Is 3 minus 5 the same thing as 5 minus 3? Absolutely not. Okay? So the commutative property is only true for addition. Okay? Add, yes. Subtract, no. All right? There's one other property, real quick. The associative property. Now, if you associate with someone, don't you hang out with them? So we're talking about the way things are together. So let's say that I had 3 plus 4 plus 5. 3 numbers added together. The associative property says that if I associate or group 3 plus 4 and then add 5, I'll get the same thing as if I group the 4 plus the 5. Don't you have to do what's in parentheses first? So look what I would get. This right here is the property. Okay, this is the property. Let's see, let me show you why it's true. This would be 7 plus 5. This would be 3 plus 9. Aren't they both 12? Okay? So the associative property says the way you group things does not matter. We're going to stop there for today.